Hello again. Ever since I got the new Leader Class Starscream figure, I've been dying to do a video just showing overall evolution of the movie Starscream character in toy form. So I think this is a good opportunity while it's still fresh and new. So let's look at the first Starscream figure, which came out for the first movie in 2007. This got a lot of criticism when it first came out, especially here in vehicle mode, and we'll take a look in all of these in robot mode here in a little bit. But this one, it's not in its jet mode. It's not too sleek looking. It looks rather clunky. It doesn't have like real landing gear. It just has wheels on the bottom with the arms and the legs. It just kind of rolls on. The gimmick is pretty lame. When you snap these bits forward and you roll it, it shoots missiles everywhere, and I don't want to do that anymore because I don't want to have to look for them later. So that's why I really don't even leave the missiles in there too often. I usually just leave them in there right now. But yeah, it's a kind of a tan coloring, which a lot of people didn't like. But really, it's not too horrible. It just doesn't look as good as it should, as the later ones did. It's not too sleek. So that's enough of him for now anyway. Move on to the first one for Revenge of the Fallen, and it's a completely new mold, and you can tell the difference in this mold already. Just in jet mode, it looks more like a real jet with hands coming out of the back of it, but it looks so much better than the first one, which I've talked about in my review many times. Just has very little kibble on the bottom of it. You can see there, just not nearly as much as the first one here. See a little bit of robot parts here, but still not nearly as bad as the other one. And you start to see the tattoo designs coming up here, which I wasn't really that big of a fan of at first, but then I realized that it was from the comics at first, the Alliance comics, and then he was going to have them in the movie, so yeah, that was fine by me. And then finally moving on to the Big Daddy, the one I waited for a long time, the Leader Class one. And jet mode, it looks very nice. It's not as slick as the Voyager one on the bottom. It doesn't have it's not as smooth. It does have a little robot junk on there, but not nearly as bad. It's very passable, which I talked about several times in my new review of this. But yeah, this is a very nice jet mode. And of course, he has electronic sounds. Very nice. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on each form. Just want to compare all three of them. So let's get to the transformations. Now, starting with the transformation for the first one, which is kind of clunky at times. It's still an okay transformation. It just doesn't really do it for me as much as it used to. It's outdated pretty fast. The torso part is okay. The arms and legs are pretty clumsy. Everything else is pretty junk. I mean, the hands, there's basically nothing there, but yeah. So, and then the transformation for the new Voyager version is a lot better than the old Voyager one, which was pretty clunky. Like I said, this one's completely different. I mean, you basically split the jet section in half and it wraps around itself, allowing for a more sleeker, more deadly looking robot, and it actually has hands now, so that's also a plus. And I mean, just the lack of robot junk in jet mode really makes it for easier transformation and just a lot better result as far as robot mode goes. Now, the Leader Class one, It's a little difficult at times. It takes a lot of getting used to. There's a lot of double hinges everywhere, which can get a little bit confusing. But in the end, you have a very fresh, very satisfying, but very familiar transformation here. It doesn't feel awkward as some of the other ones have made themselves out to be. It's not nearly as complicated as a ROTF leader class Optimus Prime, but it's not nearly as simple as the Megatron one, which is really good, and it just really allows for a very satisfying, very accurate transformation that's fun to play with and allows for very accurate robot and vehicle mode, and it's just perfect all around. So now that we have them all in robot mode, which we'll look at each one in comparison to the other one very quickly. So here's the first one in robot mode, and see, it doesn't look too bad as a standalone character. Just the thing that always bothered me is its goofy grin that it has. I know it's not meant to look like it has that satanic grin, but how could you not look at this thing and think of that? Plus its eyes are golden, which is always kind of weird. Doesn't really resemble Starscream that much at all, but as a toy itself, it's really not too bad. It is also heavily criticized for not really having any hands. See, it just has these spinning guns here and prongs sticking out of three horns that are just a slight substitute for hands, but yeah, I mean, that's all you can really say about it. It's not too bad as a toy itself, like I just said, but when you try to compare it to the other Starscreams, it's just so weak. And then finally looking at ROTF Voyager Starscream, I'm not going to focus too much on him because I've done a review on him, but you can see just in the comparison between these two just how much better this one is. It's a completely different mold, so we're able to start fresh. The head is very accurate, just they got it so right with this one. They will get better later on here in a second. And it was applauded for actually having hands this time around, even though it was supposed to have other joints in it too. I'm not sure. On the prototype it had like additional hand joints or something else here that would give them more posability, but you don't actually have to have the chicken legs. You can have them straight out up if you want, but you can have it chickened to certain degrees. But yeah, this one's not bad at all. It's still a great figure in my opinion, but it's still, the later one is so much better. Speaking of which, let's look at him again, even though I just already did a full review on this character. I feel that it's just needed a little bit more time for him, just so you could get a feel for how awesome he is compared to his smaller brothers. So there he is with the Voyager ones. This one will stand up. This one has everything right. This one just had the stupid same guns for the other one. This one now has missile launchers on his arms, but this one, as far as weapons, gets it all right. Have the Gatling gun there. Got the missile launchers on this arm, and then actually has the missile, or converting the gun or the arm to the gun here. So it has that really cool missile launcher arm that he has in the movie at certain times. So, and he talks too, so can't go wrong there. So I didn't want to spend too much time on this figure. I just wanted to do a quick overall comparison of all the movie Starscreams, just so you could get a feel of how he's changed throughout the years. And while looking at all of them, I can definitely tell you that the leader one is the superior figure. So he's the one to get. Not saying that this figure is bad at all. It's tons better than the this one, but This is still a great figure. If you can't really afford the Leader Class one, this is the one to get. But if your money's not really an issue with you, the Leader Class one is the perfect Starscream toy. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with it. Alright, so I would like to do more of these evolution videos. If you like, maybe throw out some ideas in the comments if you want me to do some other evolution of characters and toys, because I think it's a fun idea to do. But yeah, just showing the evolution of movie Starscream. Alright, until next time, thank you for watching.